Welcome to the WHHI-TV Daily News. I'm Betsy McDaniel. As always, we've got a lot to talk about today, so let's get started with our headlines. Robert Smalls held a seat in Congress for 9 years after the Civil War, and now his great-great-grandson hopes to take that same seat. For months, Michael B. Moore has been organizing a run for the seat Nancy Mace currently holds in Congress, and now he has made it official. Moore announced his run on Wednesday at Beaufort's Tabernacle Baptist Church, where a bust of his great-great-grandfather sits. Moore joins Mac DeFord, a lawyer and Citadel graduate, who is also running as a Democrat against Mace. Mace and former state agency director Catherine Templeton lead the group of Republicans vying for that seat. Filing officially starts March 16th with the primary on June 11th. We told you earlier in the week that the state legislature was close to passing an open carry law, and now Governor McMaster has signed it, making South Carolina one of 29 states where you can legally carry a gun in the open. You don't even have to be trained, although free classes will be set up in every county in the state to teach proper gun use. As we also mentioned earlier in the week, the new law provides stiffer penalties for people who repeatedly carry guns in places where they're not allowed, like schools or courthouses, and also will have stiffer penalties for those who commit crimes while armed, even if they don't use the gun to commit the crime. It is believed that business owners who don't want guns on their premises can post signs prohibiting them. Many in law enforcement oppose the legislation, but now they will have to enforce it. In another story out of the State House, state budget writers, while figuring out how much they had to spend, found an accounting mistake that actually gives the state nearly $2 billion more than they thought they had. The state's comptroller general resigned over the matter, and the state senate is now discussing what to do with the money. For now, it is likely to be held in a separate, untouchable account until the accountants figure out where it came from. An outside audit is also a possibility. Some legislatures are suggesting that the money be sent back to taxpayers, but at this point it is too early to tell what will be done with it. Here's something you might find interesting and perhaps a bit disconcerting. New research from a U.S. Geological Survey and Virginia Tech says our already low country is very slowly sinking, some of it much faster than anywhere else on the East Coast. Fortunately, it is a slow process. We've lost about 2 inches in Beaufort County in the last 15 years, but that's more than the 80 years before that combined. Most of the sinking is because of groundwater being pumped out. Well, an island mainstay is no more. The former Marriott Hilton Head Resort and Spa, located in Palmetto Dunes, has been rebranded as a Hilton. It is now called the Hilton Beachfront Resort and Spa Hilton Head Island, making it the only Hilton-branded full-service resort within 200 miles of Hilton Head. The brand change follows a multi-million-dollar renovation of over 500 guest rooms and the recent updating of the resort's restaurants and venue space. And are you ready to spring forward? Daylight savings time begins Sunday, when the sunrise will occur later on your clock, and so will the sunset. Some state legislatures have tried to make daylight savings time permanent, though many sleep specialists say it should be standard time that's left alone to preserve our circadian rhythms. The media sources on your screen will have more on these and other stories, and we would love you to like us on Facebook and follow us on Instagram at WHHI-TV. And if you have an idea for a news story, we'd love to hear it, so drop us a line at news@WHHITV.com. And now here's Justin Jarrett with what happened last night in the Loco.
Hey, it's time for Last Night in the Loco on WHHI, powered by LocoSports.com. We had a few Lowco-on-Lowco showdowns last night, including on the diamond at the Nest, where James Crosby and Dylan Clark got the job done on the mound, and Hilton Head Christian Academy took advantage of its opportunities on offense to claim a 9-4 win over Hilton Head High, the Eagles' first over the Seahawks since 2018. Elsewhere on the diamonds, May River and Patrick Henry baseball picked up home wins, and the PHA softball team rallied past Bridges Prep. The USCB softball team was back in action Thursday as well, sweeping a doubleheader from visiting Lees-McRae as Cierra Kinlaw threw a gem in a 2-0 win in the opener, and the Sandsharks cruised to a 13-3 victory in the finale. It was Lowco-on-Lowco on the lacrosse field last night too, as Hilton Head High swept a home-and-home with May River, establishing the Seahawks as the class of the area. The girls routed the Sharks 21-3 at home, and Hilton Head's boys held off a challenge from May River and pulled away late to win 17-8. Patrick Henry girls soccer edged Colleton Prep 4-3, while the boys tennis teams from Bluffton and Hilton Head coasted to 6-0 wins in region play, and Simon McAllister fired a 33 over 9 holes at Hilton Head Lakes to help Beaufort High edge May River by 1 shot for the team title. USCB baseball opens a Peach Belt Conference series at home this afternoon, and we have another round of Sharks versus Seahawks, this time on the soccer pitch, plus much more on tap tonight around the Loco. Tune in to the Lowco Media Network at 10 p.m. tonight to get all the latest local sports news on the Lowco Sports Lowdown. For Lowco Sports and WHHI, I'm Justin Jarrett. Until next time, go Lowco.
Thanks, Justin. Now let's take a look at the weather with Maria.
Thanks, Betsy. Yep, so taking a look ahead, we are going to see quite a few storms this weekend, but we should be getting a break from all the rain starting next week. But also starting next week, we're going to see a slight dip in temperatures. So taking a look at Saturday, we're going to see thunderstorms starting in the afternoon. Those are going to go through into the evening. The storms can bring flash floods and damaging winds, so if you're going to be on the road, do be careful. Taking a look at the temperatures, Hilton Head's going to have a high 71, a low of 63. Bluffton's going to have a high 73, a low of 63. And Beaufort's going to have a high 72 and a low of 62. Come Sunday, it's going to be partly cloudy with Hilton Head having a high 65, a low of 50, Bluffton's have a high 66, a low of 49, and Beaufort's have a high 66 and a low of 50. The sunrise for this weekend is going to be at 6:40 and sunset's going to be at 6:27. Again, a reminder, it is daylight savings this weekend, so come Sunday night, you should push your clock an hour forward. So the sunrise on Monday is going to be at 7:38 and sunset's going to be at 7:29. Taking a look at the beach tides for this weekend, Saturday high tide is going to be at 8:19 a.m. and low tide is going to be at 3:25 p.m. And then come Sunday, high tide is going to be at 9:09 a.m. and low tide is going to be at 4:13 p.m. Taking a look into next week, Monday is going to be partly cloudy with highs in the 60s, lows in the low 40s. Come Tuesday, it's going to be sunny with the highs in the mid-60s, lows in the mid-40s. And then come Wednesday, it's going to be sunny to partly cloudy with the highs getting back up into the 70s, lows are going to be in the upper 40s. That's it for today. Let's head it back to the desk.
Thanks, Maria. Well, coming up on the show today, we're going to get our monthly update from Second Helpings. We're also going to learn about the St. Patrick's Day celebrations going on around town. But first, we're going to chat with Daisha Hicks about Medicare enrollment. Don't go away.